All right, so good day. Today we just want to look at one of the less used features yet very important feature in our mobile phones. All right, so this is the digital well-being and parental controls. Now, with the digital well-being and the parental controls, uh, we have studied that about on the average, every person uses their phone or their screen time is about 3 to 4 hours, sometimes even 5 hours per day. And then about 65% of Ghanaians are victims of mobile money fraud, and not just mobile money fraud, but mobile related frauds in general is also skyrocketing, right? So, and we are also considering this based on the initial the recent initiative Google is trying to put into the digital wellbeing environment as well, funding about $50 million plus for healthier tech habits. And so that is it's about the data well-being. This is the interface of the data well-being is having the dashboard and then app timers, bedtime mode, focus mode, which are help you to control when you can be accessed and to control some of the application usage and all that. So we are going to be dealing more with the digital well-being itself, the parental control. So that with the settings, in order to access the digital well-being and parental control settings, you have here when you want to come to your settings, tap on the digital well-being and digital parental control. And then over here you have the app timers, which help you set daily limits for your applications. The app timers they gray out an app once its daily limit is hit, right? And then the bedtime mode. The bedtime mode is it shifts the screen to a grayscale totally, and then it mutes notifications and pause at night. So at a set time, probably you say by 10 o'clock you'll be sleeping. So once you set it, then 10 o'clock you'll be sleeping. Then by 10 o'clock, immediately it's 10 o'clock, then the screen goes gray, all notifications and everything is muted. Then the focus mode as well. The focus mode is pause distracting apps and on demand. So the focus mode, once you activate it, you can be online, right? But then let's say for instance you're for WhatsApp or Telegram or any social media application, right? They can send you a text. The other party, either your people in your DM can send you text and chats, and then it will show that you've received it, but you've not seen it, right? You've received it, but you've not seen it. And on your side, even though you have not actually received it on your side, it will show to them that you've received it. So that's just one thing that I need to know. It doesn't mean that you are totally offline. It doesn't show that you're offline, but you just don't get distracted with the notification. So you don't know whether somebody sent you something or not, even though they actually sent it. So they will think like you've received it and you're not seeing them or something. But then it's about you yourself. You just want to focus on something or concentrate, so you just don't do anything. So it's not like it will prevent people from knowing you're online or whatever. It just keeps you focused on whatever you're doing. And then the parental controls that we'll be talking about more in the application. So this is the interface that I'll need to take you to when you click on the parental controls. And age appropriate content ratings for apps and games and movies are set over here at the parental controls by parents, and even children themselves can make good use of this application for themselves. So Android is together Google is trying to roll out to all devices on I think Android 17, even Android 16 too. There is something similar. I mean, with the latest Android or recent Android models, right? These are very useful features that can be used. And then with the Google Family Link, which I said is one of the initiatives Google is trying to bring into the digital well-being environment. So it doesn't actually monitor what is happening inside the application. So let's say your child is chatting with somebody, you can't view the contents of the chats, but then you can know how long the child has used the application. So if it's Facebook, you can know how long the child has used the Facebook, but then you can't read the contents within the application. So Apple also has this screen time basics. I think with Apple, the screen time already has all the features, like the app limit, the downtime, the always allowed feature, and then the communications limits. So you have the interface here. iPhone also has its own way of ensuring digital control and parental control. So the app time, the screen time with iPhone, this is how the interface looks like. So you can see over here the time allowances, and then you can see the general interface of the screen time model that iPhone is including in their mobile phones. So with iOS 27 and iOS 26, we will have this feature where the child is supposed to seek permission before even using some of the websites on Safari browser, right? Yeah, it's something that has been designed down. It's not fully active, but it's one of the features that iOS is also trying to, iPhone or Apple is trying to bring into the Family Link initiative, the parental control and digital well-being, right? So there's also the redesigned screen time dashboard, which gives a clearer overview of average usage and most used apps, and then also adjust time limits on some of the some of the applications. And then there's also a simpler child account setup, which we can see over here. You have to create a child account. So these are some of the things Apple already covers with the app limits and downtime scheduling. So this with the ask to browse feature, it requires that the child asks permission for new website that they want to use, and then the expert informed default allowances also is a default time allowance based on age and app category. And the redesigned dashboard also is a quite about very practical, fixed landed in iOS 26, iOS 26 too. And parents can now fully block an app rather than only limiting it with that one as well. So that is how it is. So as I said earlier, this feature, it doesn't make you view or rate the application or the contents of the application the child is using, but then at least you can be able to monitor how they are using it, when they are using it, how long they've used it, and then you can also limit their usage, right? And even to the smart ones, smart children as well, or children that are good or content with how it is with mobile phones, you can equally use this to your advantage. You can set app limits for yourself, screen time limits for yourself with this data well-being and parental control. And then this has it doesn't mean that once you are doing that you are protecting yourself from scams anyway, but just that you are now trying to be more cautious, and so long as you are not spending more time on the screens, you are not also exposed that much to some of these frauds and all that. You dedicate your energy more into productive stuff and not just anything on the social media. So this has been CyberArk Nexus. You can reach us on all platforms at CyberArk Nexus. We are just here. We give you updates on technology and how to be safe, how to use the internet and technology safely and responsibly. And so if anybody is interested or needs any clearance on anything digital or technology wise, then you can reach out to us at any of these platforms and we'll be available to help you. Thank you very much for your time.